Game here from Superb Fairy Wren and NC's Strat Game. I don't usually have replays like this on the channel because I already know what the comments are going to be. Wow, single entity meta. Holy crap, is that double Gorgon Jabber Scythe? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. And yes, the single entity meta gets a little bit old, so does the healing meta. We do have a healing Slan here versus two Gorgons that are going to try and heal. There is one moment in this game that I really wanted to make a video about. I could have maybe made a short video, but Superb Fairy Wren wanted this game cast. It was a close game. It was a very good game. So despite the fact that I normally avoid monster mashes on this channel, I guess we can do one once in a while in a good, close game with a very funny moment somewhere in the middle. All right? That's what you're signing up for. Sounds good? Sounds good. Now, the double Gorgon Jabber is a strat game invention. If you aren't a part of the tournament scene, then you might not know that, because once again, I don't usually feature Hero Hammer in my replays, and this is essentially Hero Hammer, but on large size. So these, when we do have double Gorgon Jabber Scythe, the Vorgablar, Great Bray, Shaman of Shadows, the Pit of Shades, and Melkots. Then we have some Centaurs with throwing axes kiting around, a bunch of archers, and Ungor Spearman herds. On the side of the Lizardmen, Pharaoh Cold Ones, Skink Cohorts, Saurus Spears, the Cohort of Waddle, Sacred Croc Scores. We have the Slan Mage Priest of Life with Regrowth, Earthblood, and Dwellers Below. And then we have the Thunderous One, Ancient Stegodon, that we haven't seen a lot since Warhammer 2. Saurus Spears getting an Earthblood, but also getting a Pit of Shades to the face. I'm sure they would just prefer no magic as opposed to that confluence of counteracting magics. And the Vargablar overextends a little bit, is going to get shot by the Stegodon and pincushioned a little bit by these Jab Skinks. Throwing axes, trying to get what damage they can out, though one of their number did get pushed away by these Jab Skinks and Saurus, and it's running off into the forest. For now, we have a pit fight down in the trenches of the Sword of Torgal, and a Dwellers Below is getting cast from Lizardmen to hit two different Ungor Spearman herds, clear those guys out, and really leave the big, bad Gorgons all isolated. These guys are healing up quite a lot. The Shadows Caster's trying to help get rid of this area too, but magic has been devastating, and already both sides have taken significant casualties as far as unit count goes. 200 Lizardmen are dead, 300 Beastmen are dead in the first 2 minutes of the game. Beastmen are retreating, and Ungor Raiders continue to shoot in as the Saurus Spear is also routing. Surprising to see the Saurus routing this early, and I guess it is just a terror rout. They might rally, but still, half HP for a Saurus is normally plenty. Those guys are hardy folk. Slan Mage Priest of Life coming back to his forces, throwing out an Earthblood, and the Cohort of Waddle plus the Thunderous One. Think about rejoining the fight, but now instead they start walking backwards, and I wonder what they're so concerned about being back here, because the double Gorgon Jabber is all the way over there, which they probably want to be fighting, and these archers are doing a lot of damage. I guess they're just hoping that Saurus Spear's slow push can take care of it. I suppose. Thunderous One's going to maybe rout these Centaurs yet again, and that might shatter them. I think they've been routed a few times while I wasn't looking. They apparently have one more left in them. And still the Vargablar and his Gorgon pals charge to the front line, maybe rout another Saurus, definitely rout the Pharaoh Cold One, and another Saurus Spear is getting quite low, but a Shield the Old Ones will give them some damage resistance and the leadership they desperately need to stay in the fight. The Saurus push has now gotten up and out of the pit. The Sacred Croc Scores this time look like they're joining the fight for real as they wander through the Old One's haze, trying to catch back up to these monsters. And a Bound Banishment from the Slan. It's a little risky. I think he cast it there because he didn't want it to go all the way into his Saurus. He was hoping it either came back this way and hit the Ungor Spearman herd like it did, or it went that way and hit the archers. So it was a bit of a risk, but it really didn't want to hit his expensive Saurus accidentally. So it ended up that the cast was really, really good, and the caution was warranted. In the backfield, some of the Lizardmen are getting picked apart by Centaurs. Other Skinks are chasing off those throwing axes, keeping them away from the Thunderous One and the Slan and the Cohort of Waddle. Saurus helping out, staying as a good centerpiece the Cohort of Waddle can run through. And overall, things are good for the Lizardmen. Thunderous One is thundering away. Ungor Raiders get hit with a Blood Statue despite as a different Ungor Raiders routing at full HP. And the Gorgons are kiting backwards a little bit. The Lizardmen are not about to let them sit on their laurels. Gorgons try and charge back in. Cohort of Waddle kind of mess up some of the charge for them by being in the way. Now they're surrounded by Saurus and getting poked down by Skink Skirmishers. Not loving that. It is good value for the Lizardmen. Another heal is up for them. Still, the Lizardmen are pursuing these three archers. Really want to get them all the way to the edge of the map. and force the Beastmen to do something about it. As Centaurs and Gorgons and Ungor Spearman herds team up in these Skink Skirmishers to get rid of that constant poison poke, while the Thunderous One is busy chasing off all of those Ungor Raiders in the distance, and Vargablargablargablar also dives straight through all these Saurus and starts Mortis Engineing down anybody that is low enough on leadership, which does turn out to be the Skinks already. Cohort of Waddle are in here and fighting. The Thunderous One continues to run with these Ungor Raiders while the fight happens behind him. And what is that? Is that a Pit of Shades? Oh, okay, it's Pit of Shades. I thought it was a banishment from the Salon. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Those are your own guys. Forgot we had Pit of Shades. Pit of Shades, hurting some Saurus, just poking them down while another Earthblood tries to heal them up. And the Saurus continue to fight the Gorgons. They're having a good time poking those Gorgons. I imagine they have quite the damage value. Yeah, they've already almost paid for themselves and they're at half HP. Double Gorgon Jabber, trying to cycle charge their way to victory as Centaurs chase off anything that routes from the Lizardman side. Not that there's a ton of it. One of our Ungor Raider friends has shattered, the other two still progressing towards the edge of the map slowly but surely. Speaking of slowly but surely, Double Gorgon Jabber's progress on the Saurus Blob. We'll play at ×2 speed now as we're going to get a bit of cycle charging over and over and over. I did promise it's worth it, so bear with us. If you're thinking about hitting that exit button, not just yet. Double Gorgons run out to fight the Thunderous One, and they do catch it on its own a bit. Decides to run away from them, does end up getting an overcasted regrowth from the Salon, feels a bit over-eager, as a lot of that healing ends up being wasted. And it gets back to a Saurus Spears where the Vargablargablargablar was fighting them. Thunderous One trying to chase around. Vargablargablargablar and the Gorgon are back in the fight, but a huge Pit of Shades from Strat Game causes a mass terror rout, which means the Vargablargablargablar's Mortis Engine effect will start hurting all of these Saurus. If you wonder why I call it the Vargablargablar, it's a long-standing joke that thing's name is impossible to do fast. The Vorbergland Broodmother is not something I'm going to spit out multiple times in a game. So you get Vargablargablargablar. Cohort of Waddle plus the Thunderous One fighting the Gorgon. The other Gorgon is over here trying to drain through some of these Saurus with the help of the Vargablargablargablar. But their heal caps are coming in close. Balance of power is Lizardman favored, and I definitely agree as the Cohort of Waddle, the Thunderous One, and the Life Salon are all still quite healthy. Speaking of which, the Gorgon sets its sights on that Salon, and the Jabber Scythe jumps in too, draining down all of the Saurus except for this one. The others are low enough that drain is starting to affect them quite a lot. Salon takes damage. His heal cap is nowhere near, but I don't know how much Winds of Magic he honestly have after all the Earthbloods he's used and regrowths and things like that. One of the Saurus is routing. And the Thunderous One is back into the fight. Another ×2 speed as the Gorgon and the Jabber Scythe team up on the Thunderous One. Cohort of Waddle is here to help, though. And again, whenever the Salon is left alone, one of the two Gorgons, which have been kept separate, are going to go deal with it. Thunderous One's just trying to get some attention as he's out of regular ammunition. He still has those poison dart skinks on his back that seem to have infinite ammo, but his real ammo is gone. Gorgon and Jabber diving in onto the Salon Mage Priest of Life. Cold-blooded keeps him in the fight for now. He's not ITP, so he could terror out at any moment. Cold-blooded plus the Shield of Old Ones. That's a lot of leadership buffs for him, but still, he's taking a lot of damage. So, goes both ways. Pit of Shades, again out from the Shadows Casters, now shoved into the middle of all of these single entities. Terror-outing off the Saurus Spears. The Salon routes, he's very low, bounce power is about 50-50, and there goes the Salon, he has died, but the Shadows Caster is also feeling about the same. Thunderous One is chilling. Gorgons are both hitting their heal cap right around now. Do the Lizardmen have enough left in the tank to carry it out? Gorgon charges in the side of the Thunderous One. We are still fighting on some Saurus Spears for now, though it looks like they are going to rout just as I've said that. The Shadows Caster, danger low, and the Lizardmen really want to take him out because that'll lower the leadership of these big beasties who don't exactly have the most. Now the cool part is coming up. If you are wondering what you have waded through this single entity fight fest for, don't you worry. There's a reason that this is getting cast as the Thunderous One goes to chase off the Great Brave Shaman of Shadows, and the Cohort of Waddle are now surrounded by big beasties and just need to swing to their heart's content and maybe get the Thunderous One enough of an HP lead that it can carry this game. The Vargablargablargablar plus the Gorgons are tearing apart the Cohort of Waddle right now, and they are not ITP. They could rout at any moment due to terror. Some Saurus Warriors are trying to rejoin the fight, not that it matters too much. We'll fast forward just a little bit here as the caster gets chased off. And then all the Saurus rout. There go the Cohort of Waddle 2. Some of the Saurus have even shattered. Cohort of Waddle down to 3 models. Saurus running away. And in the distance, we have some Skinks and Saurus who don't look to be coming back. One Gorgon continues to chase down the Crocscores, while the other Gorgon and Jabberscythe fall behind. Now they've killed them. It is just the Thunderous One versus these guys. Can he do it? He goes to fight the Gorgon. Gets a shot onto it. Jabberscythe also charges in, but he's doing some good damage. He's doing the boys. And a Thunderbolt kills the Gorgon. Never seen it before, but it did about 1,200 damage and killed that Gorgon. The Vargablar decided it has seen enough, routes off, doesn't want anything to deal with lightning from the sky, killing its compatriot. The other Gorgon is taking constant side shots as he staggers his way around. He can't turn towards the thing to actually fight it. Now he does. Another lightning bolt goes off, a very spooky, scary lightning bolt. And that Gorgon thinks maybe this isn't in his best interest to keep fighting, but he is a much better duelist monster than the Thunderous One. Can he hold on? He's just too far. He's too far gone on an HP disadvantage. His leadership's starting to fall. The Vargablar is also trying to come back, but the Thunderous One gets another hit. That'll rout him, and that'll trigger army losses. The Thunderous One is the best monster. Easy clap. With his frickin' lightning bolt killing one of the Gorgons. That's very funny. Saurus did well, Crocscores did very well, Lifeslon did very, very well, and then Jabskinks did a lot of good work. For Strat, Pit of Shades caster killed a lot of stuff. Vargablar and the Double Gorgon also did quite nicely. Centaurs with Throwing Axes just about paid for themselves. Across the boards, they did well. And the Ungors mostly got capped. GG. Roar. Subscribe, yes, yes.